Insider Clifton Brown and Jim Ilo discuss the Pacers' exceeding expectations, Sabwa and Turner lineup and good lance. Clark Wade /Indy star a free spirit who initially resisted the lure of family busies. Steve Simon will inherit full control of the Indiana Pacers someday. Photo, provided by Simon Equity Partners. Steve Simon is sitting in his office, gazing out a big window that overlooks the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge. On some days inside that glitzy office, the soundtrack to his view is Spotify, lilting Grateful Dead music. Eyes of the World or The Music Never Stopped. Or Phase-ish. Simon is a quirky, tree-hugging environmentalist, who's been known to sling on a backpack, take a jaunt to New Zealand and hike for weeks at a time. He was a Deadhead, following the Grateful Dead around the country for years, and still is, in spirit. "Are you kidding me?" Simon said. Once a Deadhead, always a Deadhead. Simon never wanted to be one of those young, slick, suited-up guys going into the family business. He went to Indiana University to study public environmental affairs. But he was sidetracked by a semester with a buddy on a boat trip around the world and graduated with a general studies degree. And yet, here he is, the 52-year-old eldest son of commercial real estate guru and Indiana Pacers owner Herb Simon, running a successful private equity firm in a treacherous industry with the big boys in Silicon Valley. Here he is, the heir who will own and run the Indiana Pacers. Here he is, a Simon business mogul. And, yet, he still doesn't fit the mod. Simon is a soft, kind, almost sappy guy. He said tears well up in his eyes at the thought of seeing the Pacers win a championship. Tears for the team, of course, but mostly for his dad. To see his father hoist a banner into the rafters of Bankers Life Fieldhouse, his arms outstretched, joy on his face. Finally, an NBA title for his team. Would there be anything sweeter? Simon said. I would have the greatest tears in my eyes watching Herbie with the banner. Herbie, that's what Simon calls his 83-year-old dad. They've worked in business together for decades. In swank boardrooms in high-rise buildings with bankers and partners at long, shiny wooden tables. And it just never sounded right, Simon said, to say, "Hey, Dad. What do you think about that?" And so, Simon always called him Herbie. For nearly 20 years, quietly and unbeknownst to many, Steve Simon has been learning the ins and outs of running an NBA team from Herbie. A team valued at $880 million by Forbes. They have been plotting a succession plan that will put Steve Simon at the helm of the Indiana Pacers. ***** Steve Simon reading a newspaper as a child. Photo, courtesy of Simon family. They had their first business meeting together about 1972. Simon was 7 years old. He and his sister, Jenny, the children from Herb Simon's first marriage, would jet across the country with Herb and his late brother, Melvin Simon, as they set out to build a real estate business empire. Striking deals, shaking hands, schmoozing. The two little Simons would go to places such as Des Moines and Council Bluffs, Iowa, and Duluth, Me.